Welcome. My name is Greg Musil. I'm the chairman of the Johnson County Community College Board of Trustees. Call to order the special meeting of the board on this May 22nd, 2021 at 10:45 a.m. We have two items on the agenda, one action item and one executive session. All trustees are present on the Zoom link, and this is available to the public via Zoom. We have other staff that are also present as part of the meeting. The first item on the agenda is the president's recommendation for action. So I'll turn it over to President Dr. Andy Bound.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, Board of Trustees. We are now at the point where we have a contract to bring forward to you for our faculty. It has been after a number of months of hard work, of a collaborative process. We use that word a fair amount in our discussions in the retreat earlier this morning. And I am pleased that we can bring forward a contract for your consideration. As you will recall, at the May board meeting, at the end of the meeting, we went into executive session and walked you through the details of the contract changes in the term sheet, which has also been provided to you as well today. And so I am pleased to bring this forward to you for consideration. Mr. Chair, would you like me to move right into, would you like me to read the recommendation, or how do you want to proceed?
Well, as I understand it, the recommendation would be to approve the master agreement as negotiated. I don't know if you intended to summarize any of the provisions, or I don't have a written recommendation format in front of me.
Okay. I guess let me say this. I'm happy to answer any questions that may, or that Kelsey or Leslie would be happy to answer as well. I'm fine with the efficiency of bringing it forward, straightforward as a recommendation, if that's the pleasure of the board.
Okay, well, why don't we take some questions first, if there are any, and then we'll see if we have a motion. Trustee Snyder and then Trustee Cook.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Bound, can you talk a little bit about the faculty approval process, what that, if there were any major questions from the faculty, and ultimately what that vote percentage was?
Leslie, do you want to take that one, or I'd be happy to? Let me just say this. There was overwhelming support from the faculty. I did not personally receive any questions. I don't know if there was any clarification. Either Kelsey, Leslie, Mickey, others that you may have received?
No, so I didn't receive any questions directly from the faculty. I know that there was overwhelming support during the vote process. So each of the faculty members received a personalized survey that outlined kind of what the changes were to the master agreement and what it would be for them personally. And so then they were opting to vote yes or no. And as far as I know, I have not got the final results in, but it was overwhelmingly positive. Very few, no questions that I've heard of.
I guess at some point, I would love to see what the actual vote total was. My recollection was in 2018 when we went to impasse, ultimately when we, well, anyways, I would just be interested to see how this compared to other votes and just generally get a feel. I mean, I think the board all feels good about how this process went, and I'm just looking for some validation that the faculty feels the same way.
I can speak to the actual vote totals because I have those. There are 320 eligible bargaining unit members who could have voted. There were 269 ballots cast, and of those, there was 262 to approve and 7 against.
That's appropriately overwhelming. Thank you.
No wordsmithing on that one, Paul. Trustee Cook. You're muted, Jerry. Jerry, you're muted.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sorry about that. Are there, for Dr. Bond, are there any changes to the term sheet that we discussed in detail at our executive committee meeting? On the term sheet you provided today, are those terms still the same?
Yes, the term sheet that was provided to you is the basis for the changes to the faculty contract as discussed in the executive session and presented to you, as well as presented to the faculty association members who approved it on their end.
Well, with the good work of the negotiating teams on both sides, with the high approval rating, I will, Mr. Chair, if appropriate, move forward. It is a recommendation of the college administration that the Board of Trustees accept and ratify the modifications, substantive changes to the terms of the master agreement between the Board of Trustees and the Faculty Association for a term period of July 1, 2021 to June 30, 2024 as negotiated and as presented above, and I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Moved by trustee Cook and seconded by trustee Ingram to adopt the recommendation of the administration as to the agreement with the Faculty Association. I did have that recommendation in front of me. I didn't look at page 2 of the term sheet. Further discussion on that motion. I will just simply say that I think one thing I've always worried that we don't really explain what we did to the public on these. And I tried it 3 years ago to the chagrin of some, but this is a 3-year agreement, collective bargaining agreement with our faculty, our full-time faculty association, which is the faculty union we negotiate with over terms and conditions of employment. It includes roughly, because we did some changes in the chart or the table of employment, roughly 2%, 2.5%, and 2.5% over those 3 years in increases, not for each employee, but within the chart. It creates some better internal equity, addresses some issues we found in a market survey that demonstrated certain areas of our faculty were further behind on the market than others. And it cleans up and clarifies some portions of the master agreement that become outdated over time. So I think those are summaries that I would say about why, what was the result of the negotiations. I think we can thank both the Faculty Association team and the administration's team. I want to thank this board. I added it up. We had 13.5 hours of executive sessions to discuss this. I know we all spent additional time beyond those 13.5 hours discussing it with Dr. Bound and others. So that is a special effort. I think we had 3 or 4 special meetings that took time out of everybody's either a work day or regular day. So it's a testament to hard work by a lot of people. And I want to especially thank you board members for the commitment and dedication you showed in giving direction and realizing a final agreement. Any other comments before we vote?
Mr. Chair, I just wanted to thank you for stating that and to the public that I believe our board had very good discussions during this entire process, and the use of outside experts was fundamental in bringing in those discussions. So that just want to make sure the public knows there was no politics at play. This was a very engaged board the entire time, and I'm just very grateful for those discussions. And thank you, Mr. Chair, for pointing that out.
Thank you, Trustee Lawson. Anyone else?
Mr. Chair, this is Kelsey Nazar, legal counsel, if I may. Yeah,
Yes,
so I wanted to clarify the term sheet in the salaries portion. It provides for the 2021 through 2022 period, an increase in the salary table amounts of 1.5%. For the 2022-2023 period, increase in the salary table amounts by 1.6%. And for certain bargaining unit members in the degree levels of specialist or doctorate to go up 1 range. And in the 2023 through 2024 period, an increase in salary table amounts by 0.5%. And for all bargaining unit members to go up one salary range, with the point of clarification that each of those ranges is approximately 2.5% apart. So, and I'd let Leslie to jump in if she wants to clarify further, but I think your percentages are approximate that you read and fairly accurate, but just for a point of clarification.
Thank you. I tried to be approximate because I know that after our discussion, we know that it's not a straight X% raise per employee per year. But if I remembered the numbers, and I may have misspoken because I didn't look back at my notes, but if I remember that my percentages were the amount of increase in the salary line in our budget each year for 3 years. And I thought it was around 2.5 and 2.5. Leslie, if I'm materially off, I certainly didn't intend to mislead anybody. Or Rachel, I guess, whoever.
So the averages, you're close. Yeah. I mean, it was each year it's 2.62 average, 2.6, and then 2.75 for the third year.
So I understated.
Just slightly.
Okay. All right. I just think it's important that we reflect to our constituents, all constituents, what the agreement does and what we are agreeing to and what I think we will vote on and agree to now, and rather than leave it as some amorphous agreement. So with that, if there are no other comments, all those in favor of the motion to accept the negotiated agreement with the Faculty Association as stated and as summarized in the term sheet, say aye. Opposed, no. That motion carries 7-0. Thank you, Dr. Bound and your team. Congratulations. Thanks to everybody on our team, and thanks to those on the Faculty Association team as well. This gives us stability for the next 3 years to implement the strategic plan as finally adopted this fall. That is critical, I think, to the future of the college. Any comments, Dr. Bound?
Mr. Chair, if I might, first of all, trustees, thank you so much for supporting the work the two negotiating teams to bring forward a contract that we think appropriately compensates our faculty and moves forward in items of significant interest, both from an administration and faculty perspective. I would also like to call out and thank the two teams that have done tremendous work. Hours and hours and hours, frankly, months and months of work. And for the faculty team, certainly recognizing Jim Leiker as the Faculty Association president, but to the negotiating team led by Dennis Arjo and Melanie Harvey, also including Alicia Bredehoff, Dave Davis, and Tanya Hughes, and a research team of Eve Blobaum, Brett Cooper, Rhonda Barlow, and Andrea Vo. And then from the administration team, Melody Rail, Leslie Harden, Randy Weber, Leroy Cox, Gurbashan Singh, and then the research team of Colleen Chandler, Rachel Lears, and Kelsey Nazar. These folks gave countless amount of hours to this process and stayed true from our very beginning to the interest-based bargaining process. And I believe my number one goal in this was that at the end of the day, we have a contract that we can all live with and that fosters the relationship within the college and the community we serve. And so to you trustees, thank you so much. And to the negotiating teams, thank you so much for your work.
Everybody on both teams can take the rest of the day off. Except for you, Andy, because you got.
Yeah, no, I'm not on the team. I just cheerlead.
Well, it's good to have that accomplished, and that is a major accomplishment by everyone involved. The next item on our agenda is an executive session. And so I would ask for entertain a motion to go into executive session for consultation with legal counsel regarding matters which would be deemed privileged in the attorney-client privilege. No action will be taken during this session. The executive session will last for, I guess we're still at 1 hour. We will start that executive session at 11:05 a.m. and end at 12:05 p.m., at which time open session will resume at this same Zoom video link. We'd like to invite Dr. Bound, Mike Neal, Dr. Harden, Kelsey Nazar, Kyle Russell, and Joshua Cervantes to this executive session. Do I hear such a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Ingram and seconded by Snyder, if that's okay, Paul.
Certainly.
Start at 11:05. We have a separate link for the executive session. We will return to this public Zoom link at 12:05 p.m. Thank you.
We need to vote.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, no. That motion carries 7-0. We'll see everybody else in the executive Zoom link. Welcome back to the special meeting of the Johnson County Community College Board of Trustees. It's 12:05 p.m. We are back from our executive session. No action was taken. Based on our agenda today, the only thing left is to request a motion to adjourn. Do I hear such a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Cross,
Second.
seconded by trustee Snyder. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. That motion carries 7-0. Thank you again for your dedication, trustees. We are adjourned.